For the Future is the second episode of the third season of The Owl House, and 42nd overall. In this extended special, Lucy and Gang make it back to the Bowling Isles and have to deal with the Collector and what they did to the islands.
And definitely no shenanigans.
This episode was uploaded to Disney Channel's official YouTube page only a day after its premiere, but also the episode was accidentally leaked by Disney's iTunes account a few weeks earlier than its premiere. The special opens with an exterior shot of the Titan's skull, and it cracks, kind of similar to Keen's new crack, and we get the Keen's Tide scene yet again, but this time with Keen on screen. And after the kids are sent into the human world, we actually see the portal explode, and we pick up from Keen's point. The Collector is excited to be free again, and probably accidentally crushes a few hundred people with their stars. Will flies up to the Collector with Hootie similar to O Titan, and the Collector just throws a crescent moon at them, which puppets them, and the Collector is turning the skull into their ivory tower. Rain's still alive, and we get a remix of Ida's Requiem. When Rain sees Harpy Ida for the first time, the colors are kind of like that one part in Knock Knock Knocking on Hootie's door. The Collector has little crescent moons in their eye. We see a close-up of a squirrel. First we see Horns Not Thrones taking a picture of people trying to escape. Day of Unity, triple thumbs down. Hashtag I want a refund. Eileen, who is the one-eyed girl who is with Gus's Human Appreciation Club, takes a picture reacting from the gym. What are those things? Hashtag weird weather. Hashtag time to panic. Hashtag bye. Friendly neighborhood ponyhead is that guy who just wanted to get through school and got the sloth palisman. Takes a photo of the teachers getting collected. Oh my Titan! No! 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 Hashtag Hexside. Hashtag Day of Unity. Hashtag help. And finally, Daily Knee Views is probably a news account taking a picture of the Collector throwing a bunch of sparkles. Might be a reference to the Daily View or the Daily Mail or Daily whatever. As Ida gets closer to the Collector, the Beast starts taking over and freaking out about them. Which makes me question why didn't Lilith have a similar reaction, but whatever. The Collector even takes over the logo of the show. This intro is amazing. It quickly shows the Collector's threat, as well as how gorgeous the music and animation in this episode will be. After this, Luce wakes up in the in-between, and they see something in the ceiling. Trying to zoom in on this, it looks sort of like a Titan with wings. It'll probably be important next episode. And when he pulls her through, the group ends up in the same exact location where Ida found a door in Keeping Up Appearances.
Any sign of him?
Oh, come on. It's not like a swarm of ghosts will inexplicably appear if you say his name. I think.
Harry Potter reference.
Voldemort.
You can see Hunter's new scars better in the light, and he's still not over Flapjack.
Hello, you gorgeous slime.
Mija, you never told me how pretty this place was. The trees, the sky, que belleza.
The Collector has turned the Bowling Isles into a Starry Night daycare, and turned half of the skull into their ivory tower. It is also literally a crown above the skull.
Wow! Skulls, bones. I can really see this place helping you with your taxidermy hobby.
That was more of a one-time thing, really.
Mama, you're pretending to like this place, aren't you?
No! I love the fact that you've been living on a giant carcass.
It's sweet of you, really. But I haven't changed my mind. After we rescue Ida and King, I'm staying in the human realm. Permanently. It's for the best.
Wait.
Showing that Lou still hasn't completely forgiven herself. This little butterfly has Collector face on it. It gets crushed by Philip, who's getting haunted by the ghost of Caleb. And they have a little knife above them, which has blood on it for Disney. Bello still thinks he's in the right for what he did, but his body's finally starting to fail him, and he's not being able to put himself back together as well. The group makes it back to the Owl House, which has been graffitied. The Emperor's Coven was here. There is no Titan, which is like spray painting God's dead. Kiss my grass. Owls are dumb. Just bad word. As soon as they open the door, the owls are dumb graffiti is not there. Camilla finds a dead mouse, which is not the Echo Mouse, it's just a normal rat. There's a really nice scene between Camilla, Gus, and Willow, taking a moment to ask the kids how best to talk to Luce about self-care. Willow acts like she's fine, but you can see some plants growing as she walks away, which is doubly impressive because they're growing through the basement. Luce is resting in Ida's nest. This is also a nice scene when Amity tells Luce how they got Ghost, because she wanted to choose her own destiny, either if she's going to be a great witch or a great writer, like the writer of Azura, which definitely fits Amity's character. She also says that she was handed the staff, so Ghost was either a very well-preserved talisman, or Alador carved it for her. She also finds the family portrait of the Owl House gang, which looks a little like that one family portrait meme. But I don't know about these sweaters. And going by that, Ida has her earrings and Keen only has one horn, as was taken sometime in Season 1. Especially sometime before Agony the Witch, because Ida has her eye colors. Camilla's first time flying is similar to Luce's first time flying. Looking away from Willow's weird sideways mouth, we can see the playground from Escape of the Talisman. And one of the swing sets is broken. Kind of like in Gravity Falls. Or not, maybe I just have Gravity Falls on my mind. We see a bunch of graffiti around the town, yet the town seems abandoned. The Bellow statue from Separate Tides has been destroyed. Cool S. Beware the Collector. Amelia and Kat, where are you? And we see a three-eyed face crying, so this is clearly made by Basha. The gang avoids getting hit by sparkles, and the town gets yesified and filled with puppets, including one of Willow's dads. Oh hey, there they are. And then what seems like the Owl Beast is rampaging. Just for the Collector, and Keen, now in a onesie similar to the Collector's, flies in and plays superhero. And the Collector hits the Owl Beast with a leg lift similar to the Intruder. And Tara, dressed like Ida, crawls out of the Owl Beast costume, which is hilariously perfect casting. They're also wearing Amy Rose from Sonic as a wig.
For the last time, Ida doesn't sound like that. She's got more of a cool amp vibe who pretends to be all cold-hearted, but actually cares a lot.
You're a real thorn in my side, you know that?
Tara makes the Collector a little mad, so they puppet them, which is scary seeing how little of a temper this kid has. And also scary because I can definitely see puppet art becoming a weird fetish in the fandom. The Collector and Keen fly back to the archive house.
Is that the little king guy you were telling me about?
Mm-hmm.
Ay, qué lindo.
This is exactly what Luce called Keen in the first episode.
¡Ay, qué lindo!
The gang gets spotted by Scara, Barkus, and Maddie. Maddie enters with the same guitar riff we first heard with Steve. They explain after events of Labyrinth Runner, the school just kind of held up in the gym, and then during the Day of Unity, the kids were fine, but the teachers were all getting drained. Then the Collector sent out a bunch of Blue Suns, puppeting people. The Grudge B team minus Basha and all the teachers were captured.
And somewhere along the way, I went from being Matholomew to Man-Tholomew.
Maddie's real stubble is smeared because, as we see later, it is marker. Scara's cape and shoulder pad is that of a Coven Scouts. They take them to New Hexside and the kids rule, which reminds me a lot of Erickson's boarding school from The Walking Dead Telltale Season 4. That guy who asked Scara out to Grom is selling t-shirts. Bellows, more like belch gross. Collect this, points at Junk. I survived a Day of Unity, and all I got was this lousy t-shirt. The kindergartner's gone feral, which kind of reminds me of the kindergartners in Recess. Bump gets a statue honoring him because he definitely deserves it. The kids are eating a steady diet of paper clips, and Amity reunites with the twins. Ed is in a full-body cast, but he does the Little Caesars thing to still hug Amity. Emma's in a Grom jersey. You can also notice both of them are no longer wearing their concealant stones, so they're back to looking like their normal selves.
No offense, but this seems a bit...
Disgusting.
Yeah, but we're just following orders.
From who?
The speaker has a tongue stud.
Attention! Would Captain Tholomew escort his guests to the council chamber? And do it now!
Captain who?
Wait, Has Tholomew been your last name this whole time?
Okay, so it's first name Matt, last name Tholomew. So by extension, that would mean Steve's last name is probably Tholomew. Bellows draws a glyph with some of his goop body, which works. The glyph leads him into the Golden Guard graveyard, and he sees the ghost of all the other Grimwalkers he made. But if you actually look close, there's only 3 separate models for them and Caleb. You see Renaissance Hunter, one with a really big anime bang, and one with really cool hair. The Collector flies on this little star, kind of like the Warp Stars from Kirby. Odalia has not been puppeted, but the Collector is using them as a mom. I really like the animation of the Collector flying around Odalia kind of like a puppet.
I told you before, Collector. I could be much more use to you than being a Mama Dahlia. Maybe we can talk about remaking the Boiling Isles into something bigger and better.
Pizza! Bagels!
A universal joy.
Drag those back to the collection room, will ya? Thanks, bye!
Bye! Bye! Bye!
Collector and Keen share a room, and Keen reads them a short story about the Collector, implying very much that there are multiple Collectors. The little part that our Collector scribbled out is, "But shall they meddle in our affairs, will clean the planet, and scorch the air." Cute detail that the lamp has a sun and a moon, and when it's on for daytime, it's yellow, and then when they go to bed, it's blue like the moon.
I don't like being alone.
This is a nice little bit showing the Collector is just a lonely kid who wants to have fun and doesn't mean wrong. Back at Heck's side, Basha took an over. Her outfit's basically just a Morgoth repaint of her Grudgeby outfit with a cape and a medal, but I think it looks really nice, especially with her hair down like that. And I like the little hairband that resembles her talisman. She's got 2 bodyguards from St. Epiderm, Mickey and Roka. Oh haha, Mickey. Her banner is a Grudgeby ball that's on blue fire with 3 eyes. Gerbo and Matt just want to get the school on track, and Mickey's calling it down. We also see some other bodyguards wearing the mask and capes of the detention hook guys.
Now we are flourishing.
Tell my story!
Luce asks Basha for help because they want to attack the skull. Basha says GTFO. So plan B, they're going to teleport directly there. Back with King, we walk down a hallway and we see a lot of interesting paintings. One side, a bunch of planets and stars and crap. On the other side, we see some Collectors, then them wearing Titan skulls, and then the mural from Echoes of the Past, and then 4 Collectors passing down a small purple Collector, and it's surrounded by some Titan babies. Either way, King finds Hootie and brings them to Ida, who's been lying and is actually completely fine. And Odalia takes the rain puppet to do her chores for her. In Ida's cage, we also see Lilith. They both have new designs, both with short hair. I like Lilith returning to her natural orange hair color, but I'm not really a fan of either of them having short hair, because it doesn't really feel right for these characters who are usually characterized by having really big hair that they store stuff in. But I do think their scavenged outfits look cool. Either way, Lilith makes a new potion for Ida.
Sequestered in a darkness like unto death, the dulcet tones of an angel wakes me. Be it you? Lulu!
It be! It be!
So that means the puppets are completely aware of what's going on. Also Dipper and Mabel reference.
Hootie, you keep finding new and impressive ways to creep me out.
We get a really touching bit between the Clawthorns, with King missing loose. Back at Hexside, Maddie reveals the Room of Requirements, aka the photo room from Understanding Willow. Maddie and Gerbo have been hiding out in here discussing better ways to run the school, and we see a couple of photos from Understanding Willow as well as Sport in a Storm. So the idea is they're going to take the memory of the teleporting glyph out of Luce's mind. Back with Bellows, he tries to possess a Grimwalker, but it doesn't really work. Nasty. I think this is the first time that Bellows tried possessing a Grimwalker, especially because his hair is obviously bleached and Hunter and other Grimwalkers' hair are naturally blonde. Bellows climbs up the Titan skull like Spider-Man to get into the palace.
I wish someone would see my potential.
Oh yes, I think you'll prove to be quite useful.
Me?
No.
Oh no, Bellows Rain. Blaine, yeah. Also, we do not see Odalia for the rest of the special, so we can probably assume that Bellows killed her. Some of the other memories that are extracted from Luce include when she chose to stay back on the Bowling Isles in episode 1, when she stole Amity's practice wand from Adventures in the Elements, the Intruder, where she promised to stay back on the human realm in Yesterday's Lies, teaching Philip about the light glyph in Elsewhere or Elsewhen, finding out that Philip is Bellows in Hollow Mind, Keen's Tide, and Grom Camilla from Grom. Until eventually they somehow have a bird's eye view of the teleport glyph. Willow tries cheering up Hunter, but it just kind of makes things worse, so she walks out. Gus reveals that he knew Hunter was a Grimwalker since the Day of Unity, which was very much hinted at in the last episode. He even pulls out a photo of Caleb's statue. Basha tells Willow about the struggles of leadership, but Willow just puts her in her place and calls her out for always being mean to her. She even does the green eyes thing, which Willow hasn't done in just forever. And then plot twist. Mickey Roca was actually Kikimora. This is our first time really seeing her mouth fully exposed for a significant amount of time, and she's a little goblin person. Also, I kind of question how did they find two St. Epiderm uniforms. Then again, they probably got it off of someone that was crushed by the Collector's stars or were actually drained in the Day of Unity. They also have those sleep potion things that Hunter and Luce used against her in Hunting Palisman. They drop them in the detention hole, but Kiki jumps in to fight them. Bellows tries to possess the Collector, but he's on very light sleep. But Blaine's able to convince them that it's just Rain who came alive to tell the Collector that they're in big danger. Camilla tries drawing the ice glyph, which doesn't really work. It just shoots a hole in the wall. Sasha confronts Anne.
I already let you go. Many times. When you stopped hanging out with the group, when you left the Grudge-Bee team, when you disappeared for months.
All 2.5 of them.
I'm saying, please come back.
Similar to the Collector, Basha just doesn't want to be alone again. Maddie does Abomination Gloves, which I guess is a construction coven thing. Back for the boys, Willow's doing that "this is fine" meme. The Collector doesn't trust that Keen's up to something, so they use their sight beyond sight to spy on Keen, who learns that Titan magic cancels out Collector magic. Keen doesn't want to imprison the Collector again, but he thinks they should do something else. The Collector is upset at this, but conveniently because Plot doesn't hear Keen's conclusion that he makes that perfectly encapsulates what the Collector is.
The Collector is just a little kid. A scary, powerful one, but also sad and alone. I don't know. This whole time I was scared of making him mad, but I think I can relate to him.
Meanwhile, Luce and Camilla made it outside and Kiki's looking for them, which leads into my new favorite scene in the Owl House, where Luce is down on herself because she thinks she keeps screwing up, but Camilla stops her.
No, Mija. It does matter. You don't want to leave the demon realm, do you?
Of course not, but...
You keep messing up? Messing up is a part of living. And, I sold energy drinks for a pyramid scheme for 3 years.
Bro be selling Prime.
It's like swallowing perfume.
And of course I was convinced we should move to Gravesfield to be closer to that fancy hospital.
Which we learned last episode.
The Astral Oath is a promise made between Captain Avery and his family to love and protect each other just as they are, through supernovas and solar winds.
A big part of Sisko's character in Star Trek Deep Space Nine is his son, so yeah, that checks out. Even the background music in this part kind of sounds like Star Trek.
I had a hard time growing up. I was afraid you would too. My biggest mistake was trying to protect you by changing this beautiful, good witch into something she wasn't.
I think I just realized something. I don't know why it took me so long to figure out. The only thing I've ever really wanted was to be understood.
I absolutely love this scene with every part of my existence. Camilla admits to all the wrong she did in her past relating to Luce's situation, as well as admitting that she was wrong for trying to stunt her creativity. I love that this is what connects her to her palisman, is that she just wants to be understood by others. This is just such a perfect scene for both these characters. The animation's great, the music, just gorgeous. I say this a lot, but I really mean it for this scene. Meanwhile, Willow's going through trauma, and Hunter teleport dashes and admits that she means a lot to him, and so does Gus. The two have a little cry out, but Willow just admits that she misses her dad's. And Hunter realizes that Flapjack's a part of him, so now he has a little bit of magic. This is yet another really well done emotional scene, but the part with Luce and Camilla is just so much more powerful. Either way, the fight continues. Hunt low, and then the Hexside kids come and save everyone. They draw the teleport glyph. Luce survives getting hit by the blast. They teleport to the same location from Keen's Tide and elsewhere in Elsewhere.
Oh, you really beamed us up, eh, oh Bailey?
Aw man, they said the Star Trek thing.
Come meet my palisman.
What kind of magical creature will it be? A dragon?
A bird?
Oh, an otter!
A spooky bat?
A snake?
An otter, a bat, a snake, as well as a cat were all options the fandom thought that the palisman would hatch into. But instead, it's a Neopet. It can shapeshift, and its name is Stringbean. Camilla says, "Oh, look at all Mama's precious babies, come here," in Spanish, with actual subtitles. Hunter and Willow hold pinkies, the collector sees everyone, and they're gonna burn the land and boil the seas. More so. Much like last episode, we have a new outro. It's the same song as normal, but remixed to have a more epic feel to it, because this is the penultimate episode of the Owl House, which really saddens me because the show is so good, and this special is incredible. I love the part with Luce and Camilla, I love Basha's character, I love the collector's character, I love the character resolutions, I love the art design of the episode, I love the backgrounds, I love the music, I love just everything to do with this episode. There is nothing wrong with it.